Well, hello, everyone. This is Gerry Robert. I'm the author of The Millionaire Mindset, and I'm thrilled to present to you this interview with James Burgess about business planning. Small business owners just fail to plan, and so they live with the pressures of being unfocused, wandering around, putting fires all the time. And the guy that I've got for you today is a leading expert. James Burgess is here. James, I want to thank you for being on the call. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Jerry. It's terrific to be with you today.
Hey, folks, you have got to see what's going on with this guy. James Burgess is the author of a book called Chaos, How Entrepreneurs Can Master the Power of Focus, and everybody's talking about this guy. I've been to his seminars in the past several months. I've heard him speak 4 or 5 other times. He is getting so much attention. You have got to hear from this guy. He's been in banking and has been a consultant. James, why is there so much attention? I mean, I've seen you on radio. I've seen you on TV. Rather, I've been to your seminars. Every time I turn around, there's another testimonial from some small entrepreneur, small business entrepreneur. Why do you think that this has taken off like it is in regards to small business owners?
Well, I think the simple answer, Jerry, is that I'm showing people that business planning is firstly important, it's been broken, but ultimately it's really easy and really fast and hugely valuable.
Really fast, you said?
Absolutely fast, believe it or not, and that's what's so contrarian to the typical belief about business planning, and that's why people are listening.
Well, and I think that that's true. Like, I've seen probably a dozen or two of your people who've been to your seminars or clients of yours who've talked about how powerful your system is because it's really fast and it's really simple.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. On a regular basis, I see the lights go off for people in the audience when I'm speaking. I mean, I see the heads nodding up and down. They're going, this makes sense, this makes sense, this is easy, this is fast. And that's, proof enough that this works.
Well, we're going to get into this today. I want to talk first about why businesses fail to plan and what's the cost to them. And then I want to talk to them about your one-page business plan. Can you really do a business plan on one page?
Yeah, so let's jump to the end. Yes.
Just for those people who may be interested, James will offer a free template to this one-page business plan. You'll see his email address right on your screen right now, james@focus31.com. But let's get right into this because, James, I mean, there's no surprise to me why you are so popular. I guess it's the same everywhere in the world, but up here in Canada, my goodness, every time anybody turns around, they're running into you and hearing about the work that you're doing. Let's talk about some reasons why businesses fail to plan. Like, why is it? Because there's a cost, right? If people don't plan in business, I mean, it's something that costs money to them, doesn't it?
The cost is the unrecognized successes that can occur if they were business planning. But we can't measure those because they're an unknown.
What's the stress level? If like, how does it show up for a small business owner?
Yeah, it's the constant. I don't get why my business isn't moving forward. It's just the same old. I'm bored now with being a business owner. I wanted this to be fun and exciting. And it can be, but if it's undirected, it's the same old, same old.
Well, one of the things that you say as a reason that people fail to plan is they have a misconception about what a business plan is. What is it in your mind?
Well, best way to answer that is, what do I think it is? I think it's 5 key sections. You need a vision statement, you need a mission statement, you need objectives that define success for the coming year, you need strategies for the longer-term growth and success of the business, and you need action plans that implement all the ideas that are captured in those first 4.
But you're also saying that it's possible to do that on a one-page document. I mean, that's what blows my mind. I mean, what?
Well, I mean, to the slide, we all have the perception that business planning takes too long. We've all experienced or heard horror stories about people taking 5 months and quitting because the business plan lost relevance because business was already carrying on.
I know people who routinely spend 5, 10, 20. I know of a guy who spent $80,000 on a business plan.
Yeah, and it was probably created by somebody else, and it ended up in a credenza. The worst thing you can do is have somebody else create your business plan. That's absolute nonsense. A third party telling you what they want your business to become.
Well, you state too that another reason is people don't understand who the business plan's for. So speak to that for a second.
Well, I mean, typically, as I say on stage, I mean, isn't the business plan just for my banker when I want a loan? And nothing should be further from the truth. The business plan is not a story to share with somebody else. The business plan is a document to drive the internal success of the business for the business owner. Start with yourself, and when somebody else asks to see it, adapt it for their purposes. But you're the reason you need a business plan, your success, your vision, your future, your goals and aspirations that you want to achieve.
You see, that just blew my mind. I remember when I first met you, and I started, I would say grilling you, but really trying to get inside your head about what a business plan was. And I had such a misconception of what a business plan was. Like so many people listening to this, and we've got people all over the world. It's the same all over the world. People have a misconception that it's this huge document, costs forever, takes a long time, and it's pretty much an irrelevant piece of, paper that gets stuck in some desk drawer somewhere.
Just becomes one tick mark on a list of things to do. Oh, I have my business plan. Good for me. And that's a pointless exercise.
But that doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't do anything. But you see this as something for the business owner and the management team to keep them on track, help them make decisions. How does it help make a decision?
Well, I mean, if you sit down over the course of time on a regular basis, dialoguing about where you're trying to get your business to and what activities are proving the most successful to make that happen, you'll make business decisions that are less trial and error and more targeted and measured and focused, and greater results will occur, or those, when they don't, it'll be understood sooner, and so you try a different path.
The other thing you said is a problem with reasons why people fail to plan is sustainment. What do you mean by that?
Well, when people talk about business planning, they say, well, don't. When those that say don't do it is because it's just a projection. It never comes true. It's going to take you too long. And with that kind of perception floating around, certainly, what's the point of getting started? Because nobody even talks about the idea. Oh, wait a minute! Don't just do it once at a point in time, but actually carry on engaging in business planning as a management system within your business. And so why start if it's just going to be out of date 24 hours later? And that's different about my approach.
So your approach is very much a day-to-day approach. I mean, is this something that people look at once a month, once a quarter, once a day, once a year?
You once asked me where the name Focus31 came from, and I said, well, it's because you got to focus on your business 31 days of the month. It's not necessarily all the time every day, but you need a portion of your time. And I argue 10 minutes a day will move your business plan from being in your head to being something that is concise and has the strength and willpower to progress your business to the next level of success that you're trying to accomplish.
So what have you seen, or what could somebody see if they were to commit 10 minutes a day to your process? I mean, 10 minutes a day. Give us a before and an after picture of what that might look like if somebody commits. And we're going to talk next about the 5 steps to effective business planning, which is going to blow people's minds. But tell us, what is like a before and after? What can I hope for if people commit to, or if I committed to 10 minutes working on my business?
Well, let's use a real-life example, Gerry. I meet business owners all the time that say, my value proposition is I give great customer satisfaction. But when you drill down and find out, well, what is it that you do, it's exactly the same as the other guy in their industry as well. With a business plan, if you want to have a unique value proposition, you'll have a unique value proposition. If you want raving fans for customers, you can get raving fans for customers. If you want to blow the walls off of your business and move to a whole new threshold of success, your business plan is the way to do it. Get the ideas out of your head, those stream of consciousness ideas, get them concise, get them down, and start acting upon them. And that's the important. You got to act against it.
Well, and I see that this is something that can really help people, give them what they should be working on first. You know what I mean? Like, because there's so many things as a business owner, small business owner, there's so many things that we have to work on in a day. But this says, here's where my priorities lie. It just creates, like you say, focus.
Yep, exactly.
Well, so you talk
directed
about,
focus.
Yeah. So you talk about 5 steps to effective business planning, and we're going to go through these 5 steps real quickly.
And I encourage your listeners to take some great notes here, because this will, they just take notes here, they'll get themselves started.
Well, and then at the end, you're going to give your email address so people can actually get a copy of your template, your one-page business plan template, and we'll show people how it works. But let's talk about the 5 steps to effective business planning. So the first thing you say, step number 1, is a vision statement. What is a vision statement? Because most of us have what's a vision statement, a mission statement, all that stuff. We don't really know. I suspect in your model it's not a plaque on the wall.
Exactly. It is not a plaque on the wall. I don't want anybody seeing this but the business owner and a variation of it to employees. Very simply, it's a template. How much, by when, doing what, for whom, in what geographical location. And it answers the question, in doing so, what are you building? How much, by when, doing what, for whom, and what geographical location. I'm going to give here's a couple of sub-secrets. The by when, make it 3 years. 5 years is too far out, and that's the problem with traditional business planning. 5 years is too far out to connect with, too many external influences. But it needs to give you time to shift your business, and that's why I strongly recommend 3 years. The how much, simply the revenue you want to earn in that 3rd year. And the for whom, have that define your best client, not today, but your very best client 3 years from now. And that's the power of a vision statement. You've got time to shift. And then all you need to determine for the rest of this is, what products and services do you want to be delivering? Again, not now, but 3 years from now. And what's your marketplace? If you're local now, are you national 3 years from now? If you're national now, are you global 3 years from now? Very powerful, very concise definition of what this company is, how it's going to be, what is it being built towards over the next 3-year period. And very simple to produce. So that is phenomenal. So we know where we're going or what we're building. The mission statement is different. Tell us a little bit about what the mission statement is. And these are things, because if you're talking about a one-page business plan, and I think I heard you say on stage one time in one of your seminars that this whole process should take about 90 minutes. I mean, we're not talking about a 5-month process here. We're talking about something fairly concise and quick. Taking something that I've taken from what you've said, Gerry, in the past, get it down, then get it right. The approach I strongly recommend to customers and to business owners everywhere is, don't worry about making it perfect. Get it started, and going back to the original piece about sustainment, and have the intention of sustaining it, and you will grow your business, you'll grow your skills as a business planner, and you'll be able to project better, and outcomes will start happening more realistically, and the power in all of that is just amazing. And coming back here to the mission statement simply answers the question, why does this company exist? All right? Okay. And again, this is not a plaque on the wall again. This is just 4 to 8 powerful words to answer the question, why does the business exist, or what do we want the customer experience to be? And
Give us an example of what that might sound like.
Nike. Everybody knows Nike. Inspire every athlete in the world. And I can see that whole my sister-in-law works for Nike, and I can see her walking through the door, dropping her day-to-day baggage from the family in the car at the door, and walking in with the intent of inspiring every athlete in the world, whatever her role might be within Nike. It is a fantastic kind of mission statement, and you'll notice it's 8 words if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So we've got the vision, the mission.
Now we start going to objectives, annual objectives. So step 3, tell us a little bit about what we're going to cover in this step.
This is where the accountability really hits the mark, and this is where business owners get kind of antsy about wanting to business plan. They think that this is setting themselves up for failure, and what I like like to encourage is the glass is half full. These are the targets that will define success for your business, not failure. And they're very easy, again, to formulate. And that's the power of my methodology, is that it's fast and it's easy. Your objective is simply a verb plus a noun plus a date. Achieve revenue, December 31st, 2011. Simply fill in the amount that you want to achieve. Achieve $750,000 in revenue by December 31st, 2011. There's one done. And with business owners, I encourage somewhere between 5 and 6, larger corporate, as many as 9, but the formula is still the same. In every case, no matter what kind of business, what size, they must measure revenue and profit.
So you're still talking about 5 to 7. Is it 5 to 7 for a small business?
For smaller businesses, 5 to 6 would be fine. Larger corporate, a full 9 makes a ton of sense.
Okay, so when you're talking about objectives, you're talking about major things like revenue,
profit, gross margin, new clients,
okay.
Skills learned. There's an abundance of them that could be possibly chosen by a business owner when they work with me.
Okay, and then so the next one is strategies. So step number 4 is to determine strategies. How many? Well, first tell us a little bit about what that's all about, and how many of them. I got a whole bunch of questions about strategy. So,
and most business owners do, because they really don't get what a strategy is. And I'll liken a strategy to being the foundation for a home. If you build a poor foundation, your house is going to come crumbling to the ground. And this is, businesses history is fraught with examples of businesses that at the peak of success collapsed because they didn't have strategic thinking in place that supported the business. It answers the question, how will this company be built? And so you start with, like, the big feat here, a big, hairy, audacious goal. Have raving fans. Be an employer of choice. Perfect business planning. Again, there are a multitude of company-specific strategies you can want to deploy. And then you identify with each big, hairy, audacious goal, each BHAG, 3 to 4 concise ways you can begin to progress your business towards these longer-term goals that you're looking to put into place.
Well, that's great. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, go ahead. Well, I was just going to say, with a small business, because of the limited resources, 4 to 5 strategies would likely be sufficient. Again, large corporate, there may be as many as 9, and each department could have 9 strategies underway as well.
So that brings me to the next step, which is action plans. How does action plans differ from objectives?
The action plans, the strategies and the objectives, mission and vision, these are passive parts of the business plan. It is a statement from the business owner of what we want to achieve. But without a force against it, nothing will actually change. And so action plans are the implementation of the plan. It's the big project work that will truly have heady results on the business, that will improve the likelihood that the objectives will be achieved or get the strategies enacted.
Okay. So you say that action plans has the same sort of components, a verb, a name, and it's a little bit different than the other one, but you still have 3 little sections to accomplish a properly written action plan, right?
Yeah, again, to the point of making this easy and fast. I want this done very tightly with the business owner. So what is an action plan? Well, an example, verb, name, and due date. So relaunch website by June 30th, 2011. There is an action plan. You need some detail behind it, but the idea with my methodology is get it down and then get it right. So let's just get the project work identified, and we'll start working on the mini to-dos and the mini due dates to get the overall action plan accomplished. And this is the heady stuff that's going to move the business forward.
Well, the next thing that we're going to talk about, and I just want to show people what this looks like, is your one-page business plan. I mean, this is phenomenal. Folks, I'm telling you that, I started talking several years ago about how there's an old way to sell and a new way to sell, and for well before the Internet started, I was identifying trends, upcoming trends in the marketplace. And I'm telling you, small business owners, this is the answer for you if you've got a lot of chaos going on in your life, if you're feeling like you're spinning your wheels, if you feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions, you're not sure what to do first. So one-page business plan concept is unbelievable. Tom Peters, from the book Insert to Excellence, he recommends it. It's being used by many Fortune 500 explain why in a second, because it's something that is a tool that could be used every single day. Tell us, James, how did you get involved with this? Why did you pick this? What are the benefits of this thing?
Well, I consider there are a lot of tools out there. I consider the one-page business plan to be best practice. It holds you accountable. It aligns the activities that you need to do in order to fulfill the vision that you have for your business. It's concise. What you're thinking about doing has already been created by somebody else or thought of by somebody else. All you need to do is identify the magnitude of what you want to accomplish, and that's what's so great about the one-page business plan. Jim Horan of the One-Page Business Plan Company of Berkeley, California, has created a great piece of software or a web solution that makes it really, really easy for business owners to capture the powerful stuff they want to do, to achieve the goals that they want, both for their business and then for themselves personally. And it holds, as I say, I think the most powerful part about this is it holds you accountable and identifies the activities you need to do to get the business to where you said you want it to be.
So anybody could get a copy of that template, one-page template, if you send James an email at james@focus31.com and just ask for the one-page business plan template, and he'll send that off to you. But if you just look at it, one of the things I found about this is that you could see how it could be a very dynamic or a live document, because, you know, it tells you first what is it. So a vision statement describes what the business is going to look like, and then you just basically fill in the blanks. A mission statement. Why does this business exist? Well, we help, and then you talk about who it, and then what are the major things, and then objectives. You know, it talks to me about what is going to be measured. And then the next one is you know, talks about strategies, and it, you know, it's what will make your your company successful. What's it going to take? And there's suggestions, and you just fill in the blanks. It is a great tool, and people can get a hold of it. I want to talk for a minute, James, before I let you go, about your seminar. I know you do these seminars up here in, I mean, you probably do them all over the world, but you've got one coming up in Toronto. I want to talk a little bit about that. You're going to mention that people who are listening to this can get a 50% discount by coming to this seminar. I want to thank you very much for doing that. I strong-armed you into giving this kind of a discount. But you say that the seminar is designed for a certain type of business owner. And on the screen right now, there's some of the problems that people suffer with. But who is this really designed for? It's a 2-day seminar, right?
Yes, it is. I guess at the end, Gerry, it is ultimately for any business owner, but I think most specifically it's for two kinds of business owners. Those that are struggling to understand where they're trying to get to, that they've been day in and day out, you know, working the job, working the business, but nothing's changing, and they're losing interest. The fire in them has been dampened by the day-to-day management of their business because they've lost their direction, their connection to what they were trying to create originally. And the second business owner I think it's for is for those that are carrying all the monkeys on their back and can't seem to get their teams fired up to engage and participate in those things that will truly make the business more fun and interesting to be an employee in. And I think, you know, those cover an awful lot of business owners out there.
So this is a very practical workshop type of thing. It's a very small small group that you have at your seminars to create a lot of intensive interaction and stuff like that. What can people look for in terms of deliverables from you at this seminar?
Well, Gerry, I think the most powerful one is, I mean, we've identified here, you get a clear vision. You'll have the right activities to achieve those visions, feel the accountability. But these are all great, but at the end of the day, Gerry, what it is going into work Monday morning, your business plan is done, and you are fired up with a level of intensity and joy and excitement for what the possibilities are, with not just an emotional shift, but in fact a management shift, because you now have the tool to connect you with the activities that will help you fulfill the emotional connection you have for where you're trying to get to. It's all well and good to to shift the motion, but you got to shift the practices too, and this is a practical tool that will cause the shift.
Well, this 2-day seminar is incredible. I mean, I've seen the testimonials of the people who've been to it. I mean, they're just blown away. You sell this regularly for $1,000. I have strong-armed you into giving my listeners more than 50% discount. So anybody who's interested in coming to that seminar in June 16 or 16-17 here in Toronto, I'm telling you, it would be a phenomenal investment of your time and money. And all you have to do if you want to come to that class is simply send James an email at james@focus31.com, and he'll have somebody make the arrangements for you to sign up and enroll in that class. It's 2 days, highly practical, highly effective, and well worth every penny that people will invest in it. James, I mean, we could talk for a lot longer. We'll have you back again.
Well, Jerry, here's what I like. Your listeners are so amazing, and you've been just a wonderful guy in working with Focus31. That I'd like to sweeten the deal a little bit. In fact, I would never want to go to a learning experience on my own. So as much as I normally charge $9.99 per attendee, I'd be thrilled if your listeners for $485 came and bring a friend for $485 as well.
Wow, that's great, James. Thank you very much. So anybody can come for $485 for this next class only, and I really want to thank you for being here. And I encourage those of you who are listening to go to James' seminar. I mean, there's no wonder he is the guy for business planning here in Canada and soon to be all over the world when your book hits. James, I want to thank you so much for being part of this call, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Terrific time, Jerry. Enjoyed it immensely. Thank you very much.
Everyone, good health, good wealth. This is Gerry Robert. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.